What is going on YouTube? This is Vlad here, and it's 2020, which means it's time to act on your 2020 resolutions. You know, you gotta start going to the gym. Finally, you will take care of your food habits. You're gonna start eating healthy. Or maybe you finally will start taking care of your finances. Because without money, you can't really do much in this world. By the way, if you are new to the channel, make sure you don't forget to smash that like for me and also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my future videos. I'm sharing a lot of good tips and tricks that better your everyday life. I'm also sharing tricks about financing and how to make money online. So make sure you do that. It helps me a lot. It will help you a lot too. With that being said, let's get right into the video, and we're gonna start with number one. Little disclaimer. Not every strategy is going to be perfectly fit for you. So make sure you stick all the way to the end and you watch the entire video in order to determine which one of those strategies will work perfectly for your specific situation. Okay, now pay very close attention. If you never in your life done budgeting before, make sure this is what I'm going to be talking about right now is the most important thing. You can just watch this one and go do your stuff. Okay, number one, zero-based budgeting. So the idea behind zero-based budgeting is that every dollar has its name and purpose. Here's how it works. The whole idea is that your income minus your expenses will equal zero. So here's an example. Let's just say you're making $1,000 a month, $1,000, and every dollar from your total income must have a purpose. Imagine this is $1,000. I name you my rent. I name you my phone bill. I name you my play money. I name you my shampoo. I name you my savings. And boom, you have no money left over. So you spend the whole $1,000, all of your income minus all of your expenses will be equal zero. Okay, as we got this out of the way, let me tell you one of the most important things in order for this strategy to work. You need to know your expenses. You need to know every single dollar that goes out of your bank account and every single dollar that comes in. The way you actually do it, you have to pull out your bank statement and go over all of your expenses and all of your incomes and write it all out somewhere on a piece of paper, Excel, anywhere where it's comfortable for you. So once you do this, since it's the most important step, you will see the patterns of your spendings that aren't actually serving you, and then you can actually count on. So as you notice those patterns, you can decide which of the expenses you don't really need, and you can say no to them and remove them from your budget for good. Since every dollar will be accounted for and will have a name, you won't simply have a space for some random purchase. Just stop right there and remember the step that I just told you. This is the most important thing. If you just take one thing out of this video, it will be this. I really want you to know every single dollar that comes into your bank account and goes out. You need to know everything you spend your money on, every single dollar. Congratulations! If you've done this step, you probably already have saved over $1,000 over the course of the year. You will ask me how. So here's how it works. Let's imagine once a week you spend $15 on some snack or just to go and buy a burrito at your favorite Mexican place. So you take $15 and you multiply it by 52. That's how many weeks are in the year. Guess what you will have? The result will be $780 that you will spend a year by just spending $15 every single week. And just by noticing this stuff, you can be ahead and you can have more money at the end of the year, every single year, and that's how you become smarter about your finances, and that's how you save up on your travel, on your car down payment. It's a long-term game. This is not a get-quick-rich scheme. Example number two, imagine Starbucks coffee. Everybody is talking about coffee. If you spend $5 every single day on the coffee, 365 days, it's like 2 grand a year. So what if I told you, let's just say the new year just started. What if I came up to you and just gave you 2 grand? Wouldn't you be happy about it? This is how you can pay yourself at the end of the 2020 year. Okay, so now you completely understand how expenses are very important. So I assume you have done your job and you have looked at all of your expenses, and now what I want you to do, I want you to put all of your expenses into the category that really matters to you. Boom! This first method is done. So now you know what zero-based budgeting is. And if you've never done budgeting, I highly recommend to start with this one and then work your way up to the next one. Especially this budget works perfectly for those who are in debt or who don't really have enough money every single month. Number 2, it's a percentage-based budgeting. So how does percentage-based budgeting works? This type of budgeting relies on the percentage of your income to determine your spending limitation. I recommend to use this method for those who are already good with their finances and who already making more than they actually spend every single month. This is how it works. Let's just say you're making $5,000. You take 5 grand and you divide it into the categories which in percentage. Number 1, it's going to be your basic living expenses, which means rent, which means phone bill, and so on and so forth. Everything that you need in order to survive. Number 2, 30%. This is fun money. Money that you pay to yourself and you live in life. You can spend it without feeling restrained, without thinking too much about budget. And number 3, this is 20% of your money that goes towards investment, some risky investment, or maybe to the saving. And also, you can divide it into more categories as much as it suits you. So the number 3 type of budgeting is called hard copy budgeting, as known as the cash only budgeting. I recommend this type of budgeting if you are very bad with spending money. If you know that when you go to the store, you just need to swipe that credit card. You just need to swipe it and you never have money, you always spend more than you actually have. The essential idea of this budgeting is that you use cash only. So you physically cannot spend more than you actually have. The way it's done, you can have multiple envelopes and you can name each of those envelopes with a specific name with a specific expense type. What you do next, you take the cash out of your bank account and you put it into those envelopes. This way you physically can't spend more money that you actually have. Also, one of the benefits in this strategy is that you're physically handling cash. So you're learning the real value of this. It's not just some digits online, it's the real hard cash. Alright, so I don't want to spend too much time. This is the overview of those 3 strategies. If you want me to go more in depth on each of the strategy, please leave a comment for me and I will record a second video that will go really in depth. I'll show you all of the Excel spreadsheets so you can have a template for yourself, so you can create a budget with pretty much no effort. I'll do it for you. To recap everything, not every strategy is perfect for you. If you've never done budgeting before, I highly recommend to start with number 1, which is zero-based budgeting, which means all of your total income minus expenses will equal 0, and every dollar has its name and purpose. If you're more advanced and you're good with finances but you still want to implement some sort of budgeting, I would recommend to use number 2, which means it's percentage-based budgeting, where you dissect into different categories. If you are more comfortable with your finances and you're actually making more money than you spend, I recommend to use number 2. This way you can take more high risk investments and also you can live a better life, which you will have 30% of your income coming towards you. You pay yourself and you have a lot of fun. You spend it on girls, cars, and all of that stuff. And number 3, if you're a shopaholic, if you swiping the credit cards consistently and you just can't stop, which is fine, and it's time for you to take control. Okay, that's it for this one. If you enjoyed it, make sure you press the like for me. Also, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. It really helps me a lot and you will stay updated on the future videos that I release about financial tips and tricks that will better your everyday life. And also, you will learn a lot of ways how to make money online. Thanks again, this is Vlad, and until the next time.